CEOs call to drop college requirements. Hallelujah. This is a great moment in time. There is a term called meritocracy, where that means you can get a job based on merit. I'm going to post a link in the resources on this post, but one thing that I wanted to comment, and this is a study, this is a not study, a post from the Wall Street Journal where it says Merck CEO and former IBM CEO say removing conventional requirements for some jobs can diversify talent pools. This is the type of diversity that I absolutely promote. That is diversity of experience, diversity of people, diversity of upbringing, not color. A black guy who grew up in the same area as a white guy is probably going to think very similar. Most likely, there's obviously exceptions. I'm not saying literally, but I was. This is a great example because I grew up and I got into the IT field before I even had any form of formal education. I told y'all many videos of mine that I did not go to a traditional school at all. I technically wasn't homeschooled. It was said that I was homeschooled, but I had very little schooling. All of the education I obtained was through Khan Academy in my 20s, and then and I remember even like learning fractions from Khan Academy, and I'm like, oh, I never knew this. Technically, I was taught fractions, but there are things that, and even long division, things that I saw and learned in Khan Academy that I was not taught in real life. In my homeschooling was not consistent. So, what I love about this is, even though I give that disclaimer, I was able to get a job. How was a person like me able to get a job in IT since I had no education? Well, that was because I bought the Microsoft book. I bought the technical book, and I would read those books like a full-time job. I would log 20 hours a week studying technical books. Why? Because I knew my survival was dependent on learning that content. So I've always, because of that rigorous discipline, I've always been able to get a job in IT. And some of my jobs have been really high income jobs, but the bulk majority of them have been very good income jobs compared to serving tables at a restaurant, which was the only thing I could qualify for prior to getting into IT. So how awesome is it that a person like me was able to get into IT with absolutely no education whatsoever? I should be in poverty. A lot of people with my upbringing are in the bad statistics, and I used my education from IT to pay for my college. Now I have a college degree. I have benefits. I have retirement accounts. I'm not a millionaire, but I have all this prestigious stuff. The things that I mentioned: retirement account, paid time off, continuing education, free continuing education, college reimbursement, healthcare, dental insurance, vision. I have vision. All these things I did not grow up with. I never would have imagined that I'd had this. When I was 18, I got a hernia, and I had to pay for that through negotiating with the doctor because I was not on my parents' insurance. So these are some things. Dropping these requirements is literally going to uplift. Is going to uplift the economy, but caution to those who are on the bottom who think this is opening doors for them. Y'all better start studying. Y'all better start changing your lifestyle to incorporate ongoing education. I had a ritual 20 hours a week of studying for over 4+ years to get into college, to get certifications, because I didn't have a culture of opening a book and learning something until my 20s, where I realized I had some things to fix. So if you are on the bottom and you're watching television, you're scrolling your Facebook, this is how we scroll Facebook, you're doing that, you're not going to benefit from this. If you're on the bottom, meaning your income is in the poverty zone, and you're doing this on social media, you're wasting your freaking time. You need to study. You need to be occupying outside of your 40-hour a week. Anytime in between, you need to be educating yourself on technical skills. And I'll leave a link in the description on free resources for you to do so. Because Here's the problem. Once they drop these requirements, people not just within your state are going to be competing with you globally. Globally, people will be competing for you. And who's going to rise to the top? Competence, merit. So you better go get yourself some. Talk to you later.